Tahoe Joe 2, the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot Conspiracy, is a sequel to Tahoe Joe. Yeah, no real surprise there. But that movie did leave us with some unanswered questions, and a sequel seems fitting. Early in the production, one of the directors, Dylan Brown, reached out to a couple of the groups that I'm in online, asking Bigfoot movie lovers what they would like to see in a movie. It's nice to see someone who actually cares and takes the time to ask. Was it all worth it? Is Tahoe Joe 2 worth a watch? Let's see. To get us hooked, it opens up with some girls getting chased by Bigfoot out in the woods. They hide out, but one girl in particular, Becca, runs away scared. And as you might have guessed, she's the one who's attacked. Alright, you have my attention. Now we learn the impact of the first documentary that they made. Everybody online's talking about it and doing the Tahoe Joe challenge, a viral stunt where you basically hike the trails around Lake Tahoe. That normally wouldn't be an issue. I mean, if it gets people out into nature, but the only problem is that something is out there and it's bloodthirsty. Michael Rock reprises his role from the first movie, and he gives us a quick recap. Michael's buddy goes missing, so his son asks Mike and Dylan to join him in looking for his dad. They were attacked, some people were killed, there's lights and sirens, and now the whole world needs to find out just what happened. Mike admits that they've got a lot of attention from the first movie, some good and some bad, but all this attention comes at a cost. Someone was killed exploring the area after watching their film. So Mike feels personally responsible to go out and find her.
Nobody's been hurt watching our documentary. Until the other day when I checked my voicemail.
First he talks to Evie, one of Becca's friends, and she's pretty upset that they still haven't found her body yet. She gives Michael some footage, basically their phone cameras, and we get to see all that.
I know there's got to be something on there.
The three girls are out doing the Tahoe Joe challenge, pontificating about their clothes and how cold it is. It really makes you hate these girls right off the bat. It doesn't take long before you're rooting for Joe to take them out.
Cute.
I do want to point out one small detail I liked here, however. While they're walking, you can see a large footprint in the snow. Is it a busy hiking path or a big footprint? I choose to believe the latter. While they're taking pictures, they hear a growl and decide it's time to get out of there. But it won't be that easy. This is what we saw in the beginning, but this time it's from Becca's perspective. Some good-looking chompers on Joe. Mike promises Evie he will find her friend. But first, he knows he's going to need some help, so he swings by Dylan's house and fills him in on the situation. At first, he's like, nope, no way, man. I am not going back out there. But the next morning, when Mike leaves his house, guess who's there waiting on him? They both must be gluttons for punishment. As Michael's son drives them out, the guys discuss some more footage that was sent their way due to the film. We see a guy out in the woods poaching bear, hoping to get a few on tape, but instead, he gets much more. This might be a good time to bring up all the other evidence that they've collected since their documentary was aired. And honestly, it's pretty good stuff. I love all the daytime shots and pictures. Finally, an indie movie that isn't hiding the suit the whole time in the darkness.
What the hell are we getting ourselves into?
Another video they talk about is from a local Bigfoot hunter who says he's seen Tahoe Joe, and what Michael and Dylan fought wasn't it. What he saw was massive, and he thinks the guys just had some locals messing with him.
So what I believe they captured is something else.
Eventually, the duo's dropped off, and once again they're out in the woods, alone, but armed. Not only with guns, but also Mike's got his lucky Bigfoot socks on. I need a pair of those.
My daughter gave me some lucky Bigfoot socks. We're protected.
They wander around for a bit, passing a group of hikers with a not-so-friendly guy in the back.
That's a friendly individual.
They keep going deeper and deeper until there he is in the bushes, Tahoe Joe.
Go, 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 go. Come on.
They take off running, Dylan yelling to shoot at it, but Michael just can't, not knowing exactly what it is. But that's when they find it, a dead body that's been decapitated.
It's a Joshua Brucker.
Now, just so you know, if you find a dead body out in the woods, the first thing you should do is call the cops. But do you think that's what these guys do? No, they actually go through his wallet to find out his name and, of course, take his cash.
Dude, taking money from a dead guy?
We're indie filmmakers. We gotta fund these things somehow.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
They also noticed that his boots were taken off. What kind of wild animal would do that?
He's dead.
Oh, yeah, just walk away. Don't call the cops. Later on, Dylan gets tackled and he yells out for Mike to shoot, which he does. But wouldn't you know it? It wasn't Tahoe Joe, but some girl dressed up like him.
No way.
Well, that's what you get when you pull this kind of crap in the woods. Dressed like Bigfoot, you get shot. A bunch of other guys come out of the woods, armed, and they take our heroes in. These are the hikers that they passed earlier on the trail, and everyone goes back to a cabin in the woods.
Oh, home sweet home.
It seems like in their spare time, these poachers like to eat pizza and do puzzles. Not too different from me, I guess. Michael and Dylan are tied up in the corner when Dylan recognizes their leader, John Grimm. He's the guy in that bear poacher video. It turns out that he's been up here ever since, but instead of hunting bear, he's moved on to something much bigger. But he's tired of doing this old song and dance. However, he's too close to give up on his goal. He explains that after the release of their documentary, people have been flooding up to the woods, ruining his chances of capturing the beast. So he and his friends have been dressing up as the creature and killing people to make money off of their body parts, I guess. So what that all boils down to is that Dylan and Mike didn't have an encounter in the first movie. Instead, it was just these guys. Just then, everyone hears something outside, and this poor schmuck goes out to investigate. Sure enough, the lights and sirens start going off, so that explains that from last time. And we see the real Tahoe Joe attack. While he's keeping all the poachers busy, Mike and Dylan manage to escape, but amidst all the chaos, they get split up. Dylan without a weapon, which he knows he'll need. He has no chance but to head back to the cabin. Outside, him and Mike regroup, and they start shooting people left and right. I guess these guys are poachers, but still, they're human beings. You should be at least shooting Joe before he gets his hands on you. And that's exactly what happens to Dylan. It looks like it's all over for him, and he's about to be Bigfoot's next snack. But then, all of a sudden, headlights and a car horn. Okay, what is going on now? Well, these two people get out and arrest the poachers. They're feds who have been watching John and his crew for a while, and they finally manage to take him in. As for the guys, well, they just leave him out here to be killed by Bigfoot. They could have at least called them an Uber or something. In the morning, they find the road, and Mike's son is there waiting on him, who I'm sure is a sight for sore eyes.
Just get me home.
There you go. That's the whole story. Tahoe Joe is real, but he isn't the one who killed Becca. Plain old simple bad guys got her. It is also worth sticking around through the end credits as well, because there is just a little bit more, including a nice Ghostbusters parody and a setup for a third movie, which has now been confirmed. Tahoe Joe 3, Concrete Wilderness. I kind of wonder what that means. As for this one, I had a good time. I'm really glad they answered those questions with the lights and sirens from the first movie, and they showed a lot of the suit. I think it looked better this time. If you remember in my review of the first movie, I said Bigfoot kinda looked like a guy in a ghillie suit. Now we know why. It is a guy in a ghillie suit. It was the bear poachers the whole time. Here, the real Bigfoot looks much better. More fur and hair, and of course you can't forget about those teeth. There's also a lot of funny moments here, like when they take the dead guy's cash. Any complaints I would have are just nitpicks that any indie film would have. If you like the first Tahoe Joe, then this is an easy recommendation. I give Tahoe Joe 2, the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot Conspiracy, 3 Bigfoot socks out of 4.
Oh my gosh, Joe Bros, I need your help. There's a chalupa cabra in my garage.
We're on it, ma'am. Joe Bros are on the case.